Hey there, Westside. Thanks a lot. Give you a look at the construction area and what's going on here on campus. We're obviously not able to worship on campus right now, and we're looking forward to being able to do that again as soon as we possibly can. But I thought it would be encouraging to you to have an opportunity to look around. I'm standing outside of what we used to call the cafe entrance, and so that's the part that you were accustomed until a number of months ago. You would see the canopy in this area. Cafe entrance was the lettering over top of that entrance. So I just want you to know where you're at. And as we walk into this New York concourse area, we'll be walking to the northwest in terms of the compass. So that just gives you an idea of the direction we're moving. Behind the campus where the ball field is. And so let's go inside and take a look around. Have a nice outhouse door here for you. We'll probably replace that with an upscale outhouse door, and that'll be really great. So we've just walked into the newest concourse space. As we look this way, this is where the men's and women's restrooms used to be. Our current cafe is on the other side of the wall that you're seeing. And in this direction, all along the wall, is where Centennial Hall used to be. So let's walk this way, and I'll try to show you around. This concourse area is at the widest point, probably about 40 feet wide. And we think that'll be sufficient for whatever crowds that we have here. It's probably wider than anything else that we have now, and that's important to have since this room will ultimately seat about 1,000 more people than our current worship space. There are access points to our cafeteria and to the kitchen behind the cafeteria. Again, just wanting you to know where you're at. There are restroom entrances behind the camera that obviously will be right next to the new worship area. And again, moving toward the northwest, you can see that this space is a little deeper. This is where our newest location for the cafe will be. So we won't shut down the current Fireside Cafe. We'll actually open a second location for Fireside Cafe. And these locations are pretty far from each other. That will serve the number of people that we will eventually have here in a great way. We're obviously excited. Our cafe is such a great connecting point. It's such a great feature for our church. Always makes people feel at home. And it's always good to know that you can get some caffeine. So let me take you this way. We're now walking toward the new main entrance. See the large windows. We wanted lots of natural light wherever we could get it. And you see this wall, two different colors here, but this entire wall will come out. And just on the other side of that wall is our new main entrance. And that's part of the concourse, the new concourse that was built and that we occupied earlier this year. So you walk in the main entrance, you can go that direction for the kids area, the new playground, the old worship area, the old concourse space. You can come this direction in order to access the new worship space. And we'll make our way back in that direction now. The large opening back to my left is one of the two primary entrances into the worship space. Right now, when you come to worship, you decide whether you want to be downstairs or upstairs. If you go upstairs, then you have to take the elevator or take all the stairs upstairs. We'll have stadium seating in the new room, but you'll go in the same entrance to access it. So that's one of the major entrances. I think formally that area is called vomitorium, which always makes me laugh. And hopefully there won't be a lot of that going on in there. But that's how we access that point. Women's restroom access down here. Yes, ladies, lots and lots of women's restroom space. Then we have some video tech area Let's take you inside. I'll show you more of that. So the space we just walked through was our video room. Now we're walking out into more of the tech space. At the back of the room in the center is where our tech folks need to be for audio, video, everything technical. Stepping up into the first level of that tech space, and there will be a second level so that everybody has the view that they need of what's going on the platform so that they can produce it. Now stepping back off of the tech area, and I am standing in the area that will be an aisle, and this aisle will work all the way around the back of the lower seating and in front of the stadium seating. Behind the camera, really reaching around the room quite a way, is the stadium seating, and that of course is elevated seating so that everyone who's seated back here will be able to see well. Initially, in the most extreme points, we actually won't install those stadium levels, but we will be able to put chairs there. So our total seating capacity in the beginning will be a little less than what it will be eventually, but we'll install the additional or the remaining stadium seating later so that we can have full capacity for the building. Right now, I'm actually standing in front of one of the aisles that will work its way into the lower area seating. I think you can probably see that there's a slope here, and obviously that's so that people who are seated further back will be able to see well. But you can see the aisle outlined, and you can see they put in everything that's needed for lighting the aisle. And you can see the stage area and backstage area. There are support areas of various kinds that meet various needs in the background for all the folks who are leading our service. As we look in that direction, that's where the baptistry will be. And I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but there's a little outcropping of the block just above the blue as you look back toward that part of the room, and that's actually the most forward portion of the baptistry. And obviously, we hope to use that again and again, thousands of times. I'm going to turn our cameraman around, and this just shows you one of the areas right here where the stadium seating begins to work its way up. I'm standing by one of these areas, and so obviously these steps and elevated seating in this area. I'm also going to ask the camera to show you that we have a catwalk up at the top because a room of this size and a room with some of the complicated technology that we use, we just need those access points. Also, I want you to see that we will have the potential for some natural lighting in this room. We'll want to be able to black out that light as much as possible at times, but there also may be some times that we'll want some natural light in this room, and we'll be able to raise the blinds on that area and make that happen. So you're getting an idea of how far along we are, and it's coming along actually by Christmas. The area, you see the blue insulation in that sloped seating area, that's all going to be covered with concrete. The concrete will be finished by Christmas, so we're looking forward to having all of that done. Just to give you an idea of our schedule, the current phase that we're engaged in is probably going to take us into next year a little way. And then we'll have roughly 6 months of construction left before this space is able to be occupied. Now, we're not going to finish that as soon as possible. We're actually going to pause for a short time early next year just to assess where we are with the end of Fearless. We're going to make sure we start that final segment of construction, that interior portion, just to make sure that we're ready and plenty of time for next December. But basically, our occupancy date is now about a year later than it was. We were initially planning and hoping to be in this facility this month, and now we're looking a year out. And we think that's actually a great target date for us, because hopefully by that point, all of our concerns about COVID will be history, and we'll be ready to gather in a space like this and make the most of it. I just want to remind you that this Sunday is Fearless Celebration. So please join us online at 8:30, at 10, or 11:30 a.m. and be a part of the amazing celebration. This coming Sunday is our final Big Give. And we hope that you're planning to participate in the most generous way possible in the Big Give this Sunday. Obviously, all of December is the final month of Fearless. And we're just praying and asking God to work through our individual decisions to make sure that we have everything that we need in order to move forward into the future. So thanks a lot for jumping in and letting me show you around today. Looking forward to you being in this finished space in the near future. We'll see you Sunday online.